Hello, my darlings. So I have to make this really quick because I got to go. But I really wanted to say this. So there has been two incidents. Proof. Of course, there's proof. Our mind proves to us what we believe all the time, but proof that what you fear manifests, and that when you tighten up your bodies, you are rejecting all of the goodness that could come in. So I want to give you that example first, because I only got 10 minutes here, then I need to leave my house. So yesterday, this person popped into my head. They owe me money from a session that I had done for them like 6 weeks ago. Anyways, this person pops into my head and I'm like, oh yeah, that person still owes me money or whatever. And then I just thought, and I was like, you know what? I forgive them. I forgive them of what they owe me. I don't ever care if I see a penny of that money. What I want is for them to just go and do as good for somebody else as what I did for them. That was the intention behind it, of me letting it go and me thinking, you know what, that's what I want, is for this person to just do as good, put that good out in the world. That's payment enough for me, and I would feel so good about that. And so like, just, I'm getting ready, have this thought, think, oh, and I can just feel how good that feels. It feels so nice. So within 5 minutes, I get a message from this person saying, hey, I get money. Can I call you and pay you today? So how quick, how rapid did that happen? So if think about this for a second, let's say that somebody owes you money. I have had in the past people owe me lots of money, and I've had to forgive this. This has been an ongoing theme. Now that I say that out loud, I need to deal with this. There was obviously some belief that is there that created that. I'm glad we had this talk. So think about that feeling that you would get if somebody owed you money. If you would just think about that for just 1 second, notice how you would get some kind of tension or tightness inside of your body. So the Christ Letters talks about us tightening up our minds and our hearts. And when we tighten those up, that we then can't receive all of this love that is meant to flow into our life. That we are, as soon as we tighten up, it's like we're resisting it. We're pushing all of that away. And we're doing this through our thoughts, through our mind power. We're doing this. So if there's some area of your life where you feel tension or tightness, then that is something you need to work on. So this is what I do with my clients. When we do regression, what I do is I have them bring up that feeling that they don't want to have. Like, let's say that feeling of feeling, depressed, sad, something like that. I have them bring up that feeling. I have them notice where they physically feel it in their body. So now these feelings that you have inside your body, when this happens, it doesn't feel like calm and nice. It usually feels like tension or tingling or tightness or stiffness. This is what they're talking about in the Christ Letters. And it is all created by a thought. So if you have these repetitive thoughts all day long and that you're constantly holding this tension or tightness inside of your body, you're pushing away every good and wonderful thing that is supposed to flow into your life. So if you have some area of your life, let's say if you have an area of struggle in your life, let's say that this has to do with finances. Okay, that's a good example. I want you to just think about those finances, and I want you to think about all the feelings that you have around it and all the beliefs that you have around it of, maybe, I don't have, whatever these thoughts or these feelings around it are that would come up. Or maybe not money, maybe it has to do with relationships or career or something else. But as soon as you feel that, and as soon as you feel your body starting to tighten up with whatever thought happens to come up, then that is a thought that, first of all, you've created. Nobody else can create your thoughts except for you. But it's something that needs to be dealt with and let go of. And so you might think, oh, well, but I feel this way because this. And you might have an excuse, like a reason why it's okay for me to feel this way because, this thing happened. Well, here's the thing. Unless you want that thing to repeat again in the future, you need to deal with it. Second story. So my friend her friend is on vacation. And so she goes out, they're next door neighbors. She sends her friend a picture because it was really beautiful outside. So she sends her friend this picture, and her friend responds back with fear because there was snow in this picture. And she's like, oh no, it's too cold. I'm afraid my pipes are gonna freeze and blah, 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 blah. And so then my friend is like, oh, like, I totally regret sending you that picture. That was not the response. I was sending it to you because this is something beautiful. Anyways, the very next day, my friend goes out to the end of her driveway, and the snow is melting, and so she's like hearing water running, and she's like, oh, I hear water running, and seeing everything's melting, normal. Starts to walk back to the house, and she's like, no, like, I really hear water running. What is going on here? She goes, finds over at her neighbor's house that, right, they have these holding water tanks or whatever, that it's leaking and is pouring all over the ground. So her friend, through her own fear, we've talked about this before, that the things that you fear, you manifest into your life. It took one day. It probably wasn't even a whole day later. Her friend sends out this, oh, I'm afraid of this happening, tension, tightness, pushing it out there. And what comes back to her? Exactly what she asked for. She didn't want this, but through the emotions and the feelings and the fear that she sent out, the universe doesn't know that you don't want that. It is just responding to what you give it. And so she had that manifest and had an issue. So if you have any areas of fear in your life that you focus on, and you're like, oh, I'm so afraid that this will happen, or blah, 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 deal with it. You need to heal it. You need to heal this. So how I would do that, if I was you, is I would take that fear, that belief, that feeling, and I would just kind of think about it for a second. And then I would focus on the love of the divine. I would believe and know that it is only my mind that has created this, and that it is only my mind that needs to be changed in order to let this go. And what I would do is I would bring that love from the divine of knowing that every good and wonderful thing is meant for you, and that the only thing that keeps it away is our mind power. And I would work on that, and I would heal that, and I would heal that fear, and I would let it go. And how would you know when you let it go? Because your body will totally relax. Your body will totally relax. All of that tension, all of that tightness that you'd be holding because of that belief would just ease off, and it would just let go. So anyways, I totally have to go. I have 2 minutes before I have to leave the house now. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you're having a great day. This was just a quick, short story time about that you manifest so fast what it is that you think about. Anyways, I love you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys in the next video.